We're back here for another edition of the Giants Huddle podcast, brought to you by Citizens, the official bank of the Giants. I am John Schmelk, and we are joined by Giants running back Devin Singletary. Devin, what's going on, man?
Man, nothing much. Living the dream, man. How you doing?
Doing all right. All right, well, let's start here. It's been an eventful week in the building. How'd you find out, and what was your reaction when you did that? The team was moving on from Coach Dable.
Man, found out from Dabes. Kind of was, he was making his rounds. And he stopped by the locker room. It was tough. It was tough. Got a lot of love for Dabes. We put it on the line for Dabes. But now we got Kaf. He's coming in. A lot of great energy, great leader. So, we all rocking. We're rocking with him. We're behind him 100%.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about Kaf in a second. Just one on Dabes. You've been with him a long time. Back in Buffalo, here. He was one of the guys that helped bring you here, right?
Yeah.
I got to imagine, for someone like you, this has got to be especially tough, given the level of respect I know you have for him as a leader of men, as an offensive mind.
Yeah, man, definitely. Dabes is, he's legit. He's been legit in this league for a while. Like you said, I learned a lot from him over the years. Spent a lot of time with him. But it's the nature of the business. It comes with it. It's definitely been tough though.
Now I know Burns and Dex said this during the course of the week, and I wonder if you feel the same way. That in some ways, do you feel that if the players could have done a little bit more, pulled out a couple of those close games, that maybe this might not have happened?
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with that. We definitely, if we win some of them games, it looks different. It looks a little different today, for sure.
All right, talk about Mike Kafka. You've been around him since you've been here.
Yeah.
What is he like as a guy? What is he like as a coach? And how does he think about offense?
Yeah, man, he's a straightforward guy. He knows ball. He played the game.
Yep.
So he can see it through our lenses and, as a coach. And he just brings a lot of juice. He's the same person every day. So, man, you got to respect and love that.
What difference does it make when the guy did play? Because I noticed you went out of your way to bring that up. What difference does it make when the guy does have the type of experience he has being a former NFL quarterback?
Yeah, I think it makes a difference just because he can see certain things from our eyes, not just from a coaching point of view. Like, cause he's been in our shoes, he sat in our seats. So I always feel like it's just a different lens. When he becomes a coach and seeing it from that way. So yeah.
I've been warning fans this week, don't expect a lot of changes here. I mean, you guys find out, you get one day off, and then you're here on Wednesday, and you got 4 days until a game, right? And you're prepping. So has it just been scheduling? What have been some of the minor tweaks that CAF has made that you guys have felt as players? Yeah,
the schedule tweaked a little bit here and there. But that's the biggest thing. He's in charge now. And, this week has been a week, but we'll see how it goes on game day. We all ready to get out there and put it on the line for him.
And now you got Tim Kelly as your offensive coordinator. I know he was not technically, but he was a big part of the run game in terms of how you guys work the run game. So you have a lot of experience with him already. Yeah. Give fans an idea about him. What is it like working with Tim, and what type of guy is he now being OC?
Man, Coach TK, he intense, bro. He intense. I would say he's intense, but in a good way. In a good way. He's gonna make sure you're on your P's and Q's always. He's gonna be locked in, and he has that juice too. He has a lot of juice to him, and we need that.
Huddle up, get in here. If you're lined up here, you gotta go over the middle with it to score.
Right. How do we make that happen?
I don't know.
But Citizens does.
Make sense of your money with Citizens. Official bank of Eli Manning.
I feel like the run game has really developed well over the course of this year, right?
Yeah. Yes, it definitely has been coming along. Shout out to the big guys up front, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's been coming along, and we got some things we can build off of.
Last week, you didn't really run the ball in the first half of that game. It was a struggle for both you and Tyrone.
Yeah.
Then the second half, you guys ran the ball really, really well. What changed, if anything, or was it just better execution in the second half of that game? Yeah,
it was just sometimes in the game you got to adjust. That comes with the game. You got to adjust and adapt. And I think it was a little bit of that more than anything. Those guys did a little bit of something different that we didn't see. And we was able to adjust. And that's a part of the game. You got to be able to adjust. So, yeah, we was able to do that.
How important are those little details when you pick them up in terms of either just how they're filling gaps, how aggressive they are up front, how quickly the safeties are dropping down? How important are picking up those little details quickly so you can make the types of adjustments you did to get the run game going?
Yeah, it's very important. That's how you give yourself the best chance to win. And, I think it plays a big part in the game that we play.
Also last week, teams struggled a little bit in the red zone and on 4th and short in that game, right? What do you guys need to do better to be better in those kind of have-to-have-it situations when a few plays can really swing the game from win or loss if you're able to convert some of those?
Yeah, man, we got to be on our details for sure. And when the play comes our way, we just got to make it. I feel like that's one of the biggest things. When the play comes your way, make that play. Do your 111. And, whatever it takes to win that play, we got to do that.
You had that 2nd and goal at the 1, right?
Yeah.
And I think you pretty much had maybe not a free runner, but you had a linebacker crash in on that. Mm-hmm. When you see him, what's going through your mind? All right, can I beat him to the outside? Did you kind of cut inside of him and just try to get as much as I can so I don't lose a couple yards on the play? Yeah. When you see that free runner, what's kind of going through your mind as a running back?
It all depends on the play. On that particular play, it was outside zone. So, yeah, you want to see if you can beat him, or, if he's overplaying, you want to try to get under him. And if you got to run through him. So it's all that in split seconds, so you got to make a decision. That's kind of how that play was, and he was the better man on that play. He won that play.
Now, another play, you were the better man. I think it was a 3rd and 1, that little swing pass to the sideline, and you're one-on-one with the tackler. You stiff arm, and you get down, you end up running for 40 yards in the play. Take us through that one a little bit.
Yeah, man, it was crazy. We called the play, and right away I knew I wasn't going to be wide open, how it looked. But I knew Russ, because of the pressure, he was going to have to throw the ball to me. And all I was thinking was make a play, and I was able to do that. And Theo was leading the way after I broke that tackle. So
he did.
You know what I'm saying? We was able to. It turned into a positive.
How has practice been this week? How have the players reacted to all the changes?
Yeah, I feel like we're just coming together even closer. I would say everybody's coming in, gelling together even more. It's very important that we stay together even more, now more than ever. And I feel like we had a good week of practice.
I don't want to call this wake-up call because I think that implies that you guys weren't playing as hard as you can before the change, so I don't want to put it that way. But is it like almost like a flare goes up when a change like this gets made? Like, all right, this is like serious now. We got to really be on our P's and Q's and start turning this thing around.
We feel like some games we left out there. Mm-hmm. That alone already was enough fire up under us, and then everything that took place this week just added to it, I would say.
All right, you got Jameis Winston as your starting quarterback this week. Yeah. Let's talk about Jameis. We don't talk about Jameis off the field. I don't talk about Jameis on the field. What does he bring in terms under center quarterback, in the huddle, passing game? What does he bring to your offense?
Yeah, man, J-Bo can get the ball anywhere. He can read any defense. He can make any throw. He's a great leader. And just that energy, I think everybody feeds off of his energy. He's every day the same person. So we know what to expect from J-Bo.
What is it like when he has that energy, the leadership, but he is the guy in the huddle? Like, he's the number one quarterback.
Now it's even more. Now it's like, okay, everybody's been amped up about it, which is a good sign, I would say, going into this game, trying to do what we're trying to do. So, man, all J-Bo got to do is keep being him, and, we behind him 100%.
And look, we know he likes to try to push the ball down the field, right? I think he was 3rd in air yards per attempt last year. He's got a big arm. He can see the field. He throws with anticipation, right?
Yes.
But this Packer defense is almost designed to prevent those big plays down the field, right? Mm-hmm. They put the safeties over the top. They play light boxes generally. Mm-hmm. So what's the juxtaposition there you want him to be aggressive, you want him to be himself, but again, if you try to push it against some of those, umbrella zone coverages, you can run into some trouble.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, I think J-Bo's smart, man. He don't got to force nothing. Just take what they give you, take what they give us, and, keep standing in the green, and we'll be fine.
If you want to know how to manage 2 minutes of crunch time football, I'm your man. But if you're wondering about a long-term financial plan, you should talk to Citizens. Hey, I can also talk lawn care.
I'd like to learn about a mowing routine.
Yes, I knew I could help. Make sense of your money with Citizens.
So I was going to ask you this, because they don't stuff the box. They keep those 2 safeties deep. Yet they're 6th in the NFL in rushing yards allowed per game. You would figure if they're going to put the umbrella, there should be opportunities to run it. But teams haven't been able to do that. What is it about their rush defense that makes them tough to run against?
Man, they very stout. Those guys are, how can I say, disciplined. Very disciplined, very gap disciplined. The backers, they fly around, real fast backers, real physical. And it just seemed like they're always in the right place. So I think that's the biggest thing, just discipline and just always in the right place.
They have some very individually talented pass rushers. Both their edge rushers are great. Micah Parsons, Rashawn Gary. They also have like Lucas Van Ness, who's coming back this week. He's pretty good. Devontae Wyatt, their defensive tackle, is an excellent player. Yep. As a running back, I know it depends on the call and everything. Do you really have to keep your head on a swivel this week to see if they do run some twists or stunts? You don't know where Mike is going to line up. He could be in the middle. He could be on either edge to make sure that you're in the right spot in terms of pass pro?
Yeah, man, you definitely, a guy like Micah, you want to keep your eye out for him. He's a problem for sure. But for us, the mindset is the same, man. This is the league. It's a lot of guys that get paid to do what they do. So the mindset is the same. Just like you say, be on your P's and Q's, know where your eyes got to be, and be in the right position to make that play.
And they're two off-ball linebackers. Those guys can run, man.
Yeah,
like Quay Walker and Edgerrin Cooper, those guys can run. When you watch those two guys, what do you see on tape?
Yeah, man. 56, he flies around. Very, very instinctive. 7, he's trying to wreck everything. He's I think he might be a little bigger than 56. But they both fly around. They both fast. You can tell they some dogs. You can see that they jump off the camera when you watch the tape.
Do you feel like you and Tyrone have kind of gotten back into your comfort zone of last year, where you guys are kind of the two-headed monster in the backfield after that scat injury?
Yeah, man. It was tough seeing our guy go down like that. But over the past few weeks, I feel like we've been able to get in the groove, and looking forward to just finishing out the season strong, especially this week. So yeah.
What did the loss of Scat do to the team and the offense? Just the energy and his unique running style is what I'll call it. And what do you lose when, as good as you two guys are, when he's not out there?
Yeah. Really just his presence more than anything. His presence alone does a lot for us. I think that's the biggest thing that we lost, his presence.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Devin, what do you want to show the fans when you guys go out there this week? Giant fans, I'm sure, are going to be excited to see you guys back home. They want to see a win. You have 2 huge upset wins at home already this year. You beat the Eagles, you beat the Chargers. Packers have lost 2 straight. What do you guys want to do when you kind of go out there in front of your home fans on Sunday?
Yeah, man, just show them, man. Don't give up on us because we got a lot of fight left in us. We plan on finishing this season strong, and I feel like we're going to show that Sunday. So come prepared, man. Come ready. Bring a lot of energy. That'll help us out a lot.
Devin, good stuff, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate you.
Devin Singletary, Giants Huddle Podcast, brought to you by Citizens, official bank of the Giants, from the Hack and Sack Marina Health Podcast Studio. Keep getting better. We'll see you next time, everybody.